Alright, everyone, hello. Happy Friday. My camera still doesn't work, and I kind of forgot about fixing it this week. Because we've been focusing on 3D printing things. And I completely lost track of that, so no model again until I sort that out. I'm gonna blitz through some announcement things. There are only 7 games, including this one, remaining until the end of the season, which is extremely exciting. On the 18th, what is that, Sunday? Yay. We're gonna have an epilogue event. So there's the game, it's the final game of the season, as well as kind of an after party vibe, and doing kind of a post-mortem of the season, and probably have everyone jump in the call and have a good time. Basically, yeah, just full after parties, rap party vibes. So please, please, please join us for that. I mean, even whether you win, whether you lose, it'll be an after party all the same. Looking forward to that. There is, in fact, a no combat bounty today, just as like a heads up. Yeah, no, we're gonna win. Totally, it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. Subscriber cards went out. If you haven't opened them, well, you should now, but you probably have decreased odds to get the new ones. The VIP card is still out there, which is the main character energy, etc., big hackin' boner-inducing card. Despite Esme's best efforts, she has yet to secure it. We are just over 200, I think, cards. No, just over 100 cards away from unlocking diamond gachas, which is very exciting. And some schedule stuff. So tomorrow I'm going to do a work stream. It's going to be an HTML work stream, so I'm going to work on the mice, those poners that haven't gotten done yet, and tattoo design. So we're just going to do that live, so we can also talk game stuff, talk shop, for those that are interested. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do the last character workshop before the finale. So if you are still not sure what abilities you want, or like have customized, made new abilities, and you're not sure how you want your custom one to go, talk to us about that. Also answer any questions, tie up loose ends, whatever needs to be done on Tuesday before the finales. So yeah, think that's it. Gotta unmute, say hello to... Hello.
I just want to narrate everything. Just want to narrate everything that you do for a day, Nika. Because like you shouted unmuting, and I was like, Nika, it's unmuting. She yells from across the apartment.
That would drive me up the wall. Shy, they
She
can grab
says,
10 card packs.
exasperated with Alan's antics.
And I'm gonna fade into the background. Enjoy your science.
So today we are explaining Tiny Horse / Big Horse.
Wait, we are? You
We
lied
might.
to me?
I lie. Alright. Oop, neck just cracked 3 times. So I'm in a ton of pain. I meant to take a shower before we played because I slept on this couch. But don't worry. I was doing prep for this game to make it better. So we are playing, like I said, for science. This is the game that's gonna... What happened to the soap in the air? Why is horse small / big? You know, some of these lingering questions.
Like, I was just at the diving bell looking at my coffee. I was like, why is that horse small or big or not?
Why?
Kay was wondering where the heck that bubbly stuff went.
Oh, don't you worry. That's what we're... Alright, so we have Vatna, played by Lurid.
Hello.
We have Tobias, who's played by Kai.
Hi, that's me. I'm the one with the tiny horse.
Aficionado of the tiny horse. We have Kay, who's played by Caustic.
Hello.
And we have Nameless as just his name. He's not nameless. His name is Nameless. Played by Rob.
I'm ready.
I too am ready. So,
How are your pastries?
I thought his name was just 3 question marks.
it's spelled 3 question marks.
But it's pronounced name. Got it.
It's pronounced Nameless.
That makes sense.
That must piss off the scholars of the page every time they come across it.
Yeah, I mean, he is on the word tree a lot, if you guys recall.
Well, I think at this point the scholars only know of him as the story that was written, right? That's what you said that I remembered.
That's what everybody in the majority of the world remembers.
Okay, yeah.
So it is cleanup day for the Wander crew. You're all like, you gotta call in from people over at Yoke that a low-flying cloud of seemingly slime bubbles has been like flying through the air, and the mostly have been harmless.
If smelly.
I think we said they smelled good though.
Oh, did we? Damn. It's been a second.
Soapy swamp bubbles.
So they smell like citrus now.
No, they smell very, very clean. It smells like incredible, like disinfectant. Like if you don't like the smell of a hospital, then it smells terrible. But it basically.
Or underneath your kitchen sink.
So, all of the crew are like loaded up on the airship, popping the bubbles and like gathering the slime into buckets or however you guys are handling this. And it's a lot of it.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Many sponges.
But we're gonna rewind 3 days.
Oh.
Let's go back 3 days. And Vatna, Tobias, Kay, and Nameless, tell me what would be written on a card, or a letter you would get in the mail, that would get you to a location, no questions asked. What would this letter say?
Karika needs help.
Tail on black garlic.
Free coffee.
New interesting recipes here.
Excellent. So you guys,
Specify for what?
3 days ago or so, you received a letter that said this, and it's asking you, and Nika's gonna have to like move the map a little bit just over here, and like you all go to this location. We've never been there before, but it's up here.
Oh, swirly smoke.
And as you were like, however you end up there, teleporting, flying, this is what you approach. Also, Tobias has his tiny horse down here. Like, you all arrive at basically the same time, although somehow none of you saw each other, like, arrive.
I sniff the air. I say, I smell deception and not coffee.
Oh, you definitely smell coffee. But roll me a 20-sider.
I'll take it back. I do smell coffee.
Oh, there's definitely coffee in the air. And, he rolled a 12. Oh, you guys can see it. But, with a 12, you also smell, like, death. The same way that you smelled death when you were when you're going through the tunnel to the otter's world, you know? Where they had forged, like, fall.
Right, I remember that.
You smell like the death of leaves. And a lot of people consider that smell really good. Like, I like that smell, but other people probably don't pick up on it. You hear, all four of you, like, meet up. Or 5 if you count the horse. I'm gonna move you guys onto the screen here. You guys should be able to move your tokens, but... Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry, I moved you. Anyway, you hear, hold on, and coming out of the house, and, like, you hear, like, a loud explosion, and then hundreds of papers go flying up out of the chimney, get caught in the air, and then just
no!
all over the place.
I'm fine, but that doesn't look good.
Oh, you are. Hi, what are you doing here?
Like, a guy comes hustling out of the
I'm gonna try and catch some papers.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, definitely holding my hat down and grabbing some papers.
Yeah, I mean, you could have caught papers without rolling, but yeah, you see papers, and a lot of them are in languages you don't know. Some of them are okay with a 14. Some of these are just like inherently lies. Like you catch an almanac for today, and it tells you that Pastora is guaranteed to be flooded in rain, and like the seas are going to turn yellow for between the hours of 2 and 4. And like
What is this?
But anyway, a little otter guy comes like walking out of the house. He's wearing like a very like nice suit. He's carrying a cup of coffee in his hand. He has a fedora on. It most certainly says press in it, but the press has been crossed out and just says authority. And he walks up to the group of you. He's like, excellent, excellent, excellent. You have arrived. It's like, pleasure to meet you, Tobias. Pleasure to meet you, Kay. Pleasure to meet you, Vatna. And of course, he points at Nameless. He's just like, we all know Nameless.
I feel that we have been misled.
Is that my coffee?
And he's like,
I know you.
not yet, but you will. Trust me. I have. It's all been written. And he walks up and he's just like, let me explain. I've called you all here with a little bit of misinformation, but don't worry. Kirka is in danger. We do have coffee. He pulls out a little pouch of black garlic, and he's just like, of course I have black garlic for Nameless. And he looks over at Tobias, and he's just like,
So I'm not supposed to worry, and you just said that it's in danger.
everyone's in danger. All of you are in danger. And he just leans forward and puts his like thumb under his chin, and he's just like, you're all gonna die. And he just leans back. He's just like,
that will be amazing. When will this happen?
Not metaphorically. And he pulls out his stopwatch, and he's just like, he clicks the button. He's just like, 8 days, and he slaps it closed. Oh wait. Yep. Or 9. 8 or 9 days.
And where are you getting this information?
And another explosion of papers come like raining out of the chimney.
Okay, no!
I'm fine.
Oh. Hello.
And it's just like, you see him like shifty eye look at Sebastian, the tiny horse. And he's just like, I'm not sure how, but I know he's involved.
And
Sussy look at horse.
You don't know how.
And he's like, he puts his hands behind his back, and he paces back and forth on the path. He's just like, I understand. You don't know me. I know you. I know all about you. And he just keeps going back and forth, and he snatches the paper out of the air, and he starts reading it. It's just like, yes. That will be a problem. And he like wraps it up, and he sticks that in his hat as well. Not wraps up, like rolls it up like a cigarette and just sticks it in his hat. He's like, I've put the 4 of you together because I believe the 4 of you are the 4 that I need to put together to form a perfect team. And then he like finishes his coffee. He's just like,
You should maybe lay off on the coffee, friend. You said put together several too many times there.
The 4 of you, the 4 to put together.
I have a speech impediment. But anyway, inside we go. And he just turns around and like walks back into his house and leaves his front door wide open.
What
Be
is
careful,
this?
Kay. Paper tends to explode in here.
Right, I'll let
The
someone
house
else
is
lead.
exploding. What is this? Kay says, kind of half chasing him while holding the Almanac of Lies.
Lies! Or maybe lies. I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
I'll show you! And he like walks in his door.
These papers, do any of them have like, I don't know, designs or maybe like backings or borders on them?
It is all words. Like, there's barely any, like, there might be a picture on the ones that look like newspapers, but they just look like newspapers. They are all marked either today or... Wait, sorry. I said 9 days. Or
Said
8 or 9 days.
days.
What I meant was 11 or 12 days, because 3 days in the future plus that time.
Gotcha.
So none today.
Yeah, none of them are today. They're either written for 3 days in the future, or they are written for 11 to 12 days in the future. But the 11 to 12 day ones are the ones that you can't even make out the writing.
All right,
I'll
let's do
eat
this.
one of the ones I can't read.
Sebastian,
Well, Kay
you're not
isn't looking.
downfall secretly, are you?
Kay doesn't have eyes. Kay sees you eat it.
Well, I'm gonna hope that they don't.
You can roll. They roll against each other, that's fine.
Boop.
Nope. As you eat it, like, you hear, has he introduced himself yet? He's not. Like, you hear the other guy stumble and you hear some coffee cups hit the ground, and all of a sudden, his house gets, like, full of paper and does that cartoon thing, and then all of them explode out like a fucking giant eruption, and that looks exactly like on the map, like the giant smoke thing. There's just so many papers in the air that it's creating a little vortex of them.
And
And
is going to take the paper out of Vatna's hand.
No, I'm just gonna set it down.
Yeah, and be like, maybe don't.
Maybe not. It tasted like paper.
I would assume so, yes.
so
So are we going into the swirling vortex of doom?
that's just above his house.
Well, it
Are we
wouldn't
going
be
into the
first
place
time.
underneath the swirling vortex of doom?
Oh, we are
Certainly
totally
wouldn't be
going
the
in.
first time.
So he leads you into his kitchen, well, his dining room, and there are literally papers everywhere. There are little, like origami birds hanging from all of the... And like, there are origami birds hanging off of everything. There are just sheets of paper, scrolls, and like... Some of these definitely look like song lyrics. Some of them look like... Some of them are just incredibly truncated stories. Like, it's basically the Lord of the Rings, but on one page. Like, and if you, like, look over these stories, like, you understand the entire story. Like, you don't need to read the full book. It's just like, you got it. You got it all at one glance.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like describe a story badly type situation.
No, it describes the story incredibly well.
Huh.
And it's just like, so, as I mentioned, I am Nemean M. Toad.
You did not mention that.
I did. And we can check the records. And he pulls out a scroll and it just says, Nemean M. Toad introduces himself. And then you remember him introducing himself.
Do I remember that I did not remember this before?
Yes.
That is not normal. You did not, and then something that you just did made it so that you did. This is not right.
And he's like, Vatna wanted coffee. It's like, I will be right back. And he leaves the room.
These spiders
something
also
is wrong
cataloged
here.
everything.
This isn't the first time we've encountered someone that had information about us that they should not have had, but he rewrote something just now.
And from the other room, it's just like, it's nothing that you don't do literally every day.
Yes, but
I don't.
The method is curious.
Kay doesn't know that we do that.
This is sketchy. How can I get one of those scrolls to write stuff on?
You can just look around. If you just want to roll me a 20-sider, we can see what you find.
Oh.
That's not the best.
I find an origami bird.
You did find an origami bird, and that bird starts pecking you. It's just like... It's like an origami chicken, and it's just chasing you around the house now. Like, you're gonna be... I'm not gonna... You're not gonna take any damage, but you do have countless numbers of paper cuts before you're able to subdue this chicken.
Ow.
Oh, fantastic.
And they sting. So if you roll low in the future, I'm definitely gonna go lean on the fact that you are covered in paper cuts.
Perfect.
Kay is curious about the rest of the birds. Kind of walk up to one and be like, "Hello."
Roll me a 20-sider.
Also
Rigged.
bad.
That same chicken. However Nameless managed to subdue it, I imagine he just threw it at Kay. That's how he subdued it.
Why would you throw this at me? I say
Oh,
as I am being attacked.
That was pure reflex.
I guess I'm gonna flail around.
Now we're both covered in paper cuts.
How do I get paper cuts? I mean, I assumed that I did, but
I think you're just gonna get ruffled, and I'll use that against you later too.
Okay.
Some of your flowers are unfolded.
Well, I'm just grumbling to myself as I try to refold them back into place without a mirror.
Alright, Tobias and Vatna, while this is happening, the most serious of your party and the least serious of your party have, literally been throwing a chicken back and forth for a while.
Tobias is thinking two things. One, that is a chicken that I cannot cook, or at least not that it would taste good for anyone. And two is actively pondering if Sebastian is in fact plotting their downfall, which he doubts.
Roll me a 20-sider. Tiny horse.
Oh my
Nope.
god!
That's a
Sebastian
1.
is definitely plotting our downfall.
This is just going so great. Tobias, as you're thinking about it, you stumble across this board. You see this board from the corner of your eye, and you start walking out of the room where everybody else is. And it's just a bunch of horses pinned up, and you see the sub is on some of these pages. There's a strange list. There's many pictures of what horses and horse-like things.
Some of these things are not like the others.
Horses that AI would render.
Yes, it does in fact look like horses that AI might render.
What's that
Does
thing
this
at the
look-
top left?
Oh, that's bones.
Oh, just bones.
I'm
Okay.
interested by the tree-looking creature.
Does any of this mean anything to you, Sebastian?
Sebastian stares at the big horse in the middle, and coming with a full pot of coffee in one hand and a newspaper in the other, he smacks just a little note, a little boop on the nose of Sebastian as Sebastian's leaning in, transfixed. He's just that's exactly what I'm trying to stop. He's just like, he motions the newspaper at the board. It's just like, tiny horse. This one, in league with the trees. And he points at the tree person here, and then he's just like, and then he points up here. The screen, the airship is up here for everybody on the stream. He points at the airship. He's just like, all of this is related. Like swirling his hands together.
I'm getting energy from the meme with the dude pointing at the board, smoking.
Oh, you from Always Sunny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red string didn't really work out. They're tied to it in red string, but you know, Midjourney can't do all my work for me. And he's just like, you see, like I believe all of this is tied together, and I also believe, and they've called me crazy for it. That's why they don't let me back on that island. But they call me crazy. I don't think we understand the word tree half as well as people think we do.
No, but see, they are not tied together. Here, let me help. And Vatna will start stringing the ideas together using his silk on the board.
Oh, roll a 20-sider for that for sure.
Oh no.
Oh no, you're tying fate together, Vatna.
17.
Yeah, you linked it up exactly correctly. Like, Vatna doesn't know how. Vatna knows they are connected. Everybody knows. Everybody can just see it now. You
See,
look at it.
I fixed it. You are welcome. Can I have my coffee, please?
He hands you the whole pot of coffee while he goes. He like does the whole like chin underneath the thing, hand underneath his chin, scruffy again. He's just like, I see it. This is it. This is it. This is perfect. And like he's just running around his house, like from one room to another, grabbing pages, and like he's pulling on Vatna's silk and going from room to room, and eventually it just becomes the entire just like the entire house is a cat's cradle. And
I see you planned for us to be able to walk. How are we going to get out of here?
Oh, he's just like, well. And then he just keeps going back to it. And he, you all get kind of like funneled into this room with this giant printing press. And, Kay, roll me a 20-sider.
Okay. Another one for the books.
It's a 4, everyone. It's a 4. Don't worry. Nothing bad happens. And he, you see him he starts wrapping the, silk into the, where the ink goes, and you just start seeing him, like, spinning the crank on the side, and it starts generating hundreds of papers. Like, you don't even see where the paper is coming from, and he's just, like, cranking this machine. He's just, like, giving it any minute now, it should... And then you hear a rumbling, and this whole room just fills with paper, forcing all of you out one more time.
Okay, no!
I'm fine. Except I'm ruffled.
They're right here, they're fine.
We really need to work on your ability to recognize, like, what is standing right beside you. You see too many things at once.
And I think you all just understand it. Like, be with a success with Vatna Silk. You guys just get it. You understand what has to happen. And whether or not you are aware that this thought has been put into your brain, because I do not like mind control. Like, you are aware that you did not come up with this, but it makes all the logical sense to you. Does that make sense? Probably not.
No, but yes.
I mean, what is the thought?
The thought is, and he's gonna, like, at the same time that you realize it, Nemian's gonna be like, we need to rob the word tree.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shitting me, Alan.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time I have done that.
And like
That's supposed to mean?
he walks in front of Tobias and he lays out one of the most like recent printed things. And you see it's a detailed story about horses. Not like less a story and just like the Encyclopedia Britannica. But then you see he's like you read this and it describes a horse and the size states itty bitty, like the size that your horse is. Like absolutely tiny. It's just like, now, observe. And he lays out another one, and it says, but 20 feet tall and 60 feet long, or however we've defined these horses. He's just like, observe. Both of these, and he pulls out like a magnifying glass. He's just like, this is for the uninitiated. But Kay and Vatna and Nameless, all three of you look at these and you because you've all fucked with, like, one of you is made out of word trees, one of you keeps fucking with word trees, and one of you's history has been rewritten by word trees. You can see that both of these are 100% true. The word tree sees both of these as true at the same time.
Well, that seems like a logic glitch.
It's just like, I don't think it's a glitch.
That ever happened to me?
No, it makes sense.
I mean, it seems like I'm reminded of the double reality overlay, but at the same time, they're existing in the same reality instead of two separate on top of each other.
And like, Neiman like points a finger exactly. It's just like, how come I can look at the exact same horse yesterday, and then the next time and it could be tiny, absolutely tiny, in my garden. Then I see it the next day, or even like a couple minutes later after it's like left my mind, and it's huge. It's this giant monstrosity of a horse. How come horse sometimes small? How come horse sometimes big?
Yes, Sebastian, why? I'll look
Don't
at
ask
him like
as
he's
far as
suspect.
I know, he is always tiny.
It's just like, have you ever measured him?
How many cubits?
He holds
many-
out
how
Sebastian
many
standing in the palm of
fingernails?
his hand.
It's just like, I have never gone out and measured one of the horses in my garden. They're just little horses in my garden. I think they don't have a size until we decide how big they are.
Until then, they are all little ponies?
So
Small or big.
I
It's
can't say Schrodinger's pony because it probably doesn't exist in this world.
it's more like, a wavelength. That isn't, you don't know what it is until you measure it. Quantum physics!
Wasn't there something in season 1 that dealt with this?
I'm gonna need a little more context to.
I know,
see if
I don't remember.
that.
I just have a vague remembrance of something that we measured and it didn't meet the size until we measured it.
And he's like, Nemian like brushes his chin.
Is it the catfish?
The catfish, what is all of the sizes? I think that was like the original joke for the catfish, is like the catfish is so big, but then we actually discovered the catfish is huge. There's just a bunch of them.
It was just like people passing around rumors, and then it turned out that, oh, this fucker is actually very giant.
I know exactly the book you're talking about, Toast. It's just like, excellent.
So what is step 1?
And he's just like, now for the real reason that I've brought you here. Like, this is concrete for us. This explains. This will sum up the reason why. I do not believe that... how do I phrase this to you specifically? I've put this party together because I needed this, like, any good recipe needs a chef and his tiny horse. It's just like, I knew we were going to need a pilot, and he looks at Vatna and a locksmith. And he keeps looking at Vatna when he says that. It's just like everybody's favorite part of the party, the skeptic, looks over at Kay. And she's like, you'll need to be convinced, but it'll be all the more... You'll believe it all the more once I convince you. And then he looks over at Nameless. And of course, the wild card.
All this does make sense, but I must ask, who does this benefit?
All of us. See, I don't think if we cut something off the word tree, it needs to be forgotten.
I'm not sure
Agreed.
what you mean by needs to be forgotten. It is forgotten.
See, I don't believe that either. Like, I believe that we believe that that's the case, but I don't believe that we need to believe that is what we need to believe.
Okay.
I believe if we took that off the word tree, we could go back to believing that we don't forget things. Do you follow me?
Yes.
I am following you.
boy,
The
I'm
question
bored.
is, though, are we talking about specifically removing the information or the stuff that falls off naturally? Or both?
But if we... Oh, sorry. Go.
Because if it falls off naturally, and we do not forget it, then my people will all perish.
He looks over at Kay. He's just like, now, I understand. I get you. I'm with you. But what is natural about a giant tree that records all written words? Does that strike you as natural?
Yes.
Oh, you know that you're not even natural. And she's like, I don't even need to put on my goggles. It's like, we can all just feel the liminal pouring off of you. And we all know that liminal's not regular. We know that, right? I mean, he looked at everybody. We know that liminal's not like a place that should exist, correct?
It is a soup. I'm glad it does exist.
I also am glad it exists.
I will do everything to ensure that it continues to exist.
As will I. I live here.
Question, though. If we remove the rule that says the rule about needing to be forgotten, will that negate the rule or enact the rule after it is removed?
He looks over at Sebastian, the tiny horse. He's just like, we don't know yet. Just like, that thing exists that evil little creature exists that way after being measured. Sinister, tiny, sinister creature.
Excuse me, can you explain what you have against him, please?
You've seen the chart. The chart doesn't show really anything that, like, tells you why he hates the horse.
Yes, I've seen the chart. I don't understand the chart.
The chart is self-explanatory.
It's not.
It's really not.
I thought I did a good job.
No, different part of the chart.
Oh. The other charts. The pseudo charts.
He stands up on his table and walks forward. And he's just like walking over papers. I suspect that the trees are less trees, and I do not mean this in any rude way. I don't think of it as... I'm not trying to insult...
To preempt your statement by saying, no, like, you're not planning on insulting me. Sounds like you're going to insult me.
I'm pretty sure you're the spawn of a parasite.
Me too.
So you think the word tree is a parasite?
A symbiotic parasite, not negative expressively.
So then a symbiote.
I believe it's a symbiotic relationship. And he starts pulling out papers and stuff. He's just like, see here, these are pages of ancient word trees. And this information has not been forgotten. As you see, you can read it, and it is the super old. It's just like water.
Read that.
It's like water is wet, like the wind blows. It's dark at night, like, and it's kind of wild because like it's bright during the day, it's dark at night. You don't know where liminal sun is, or how it gets dark at night. It just does. And that's wild to you that now you are reading this and it is becoming apparent.
These were individual trees.
Less trees, but these are pages from the same tree when it was much smaller. But
If these pages are here, then where is the tree?
it's on that island. I can't go back to the island. Well, I'm going to go back to the island.
If
Why
it's
can't
truly
we go
that
back?
ancient, then what do you mean it's a parasite? It's been around since the beginning.
All of them are. Like, what is the best way? Like, if you had an orchard and people kept coming and stealing your fruit, the best way of convincing them to not steal your fruit is if they pick your fruit, they die. So the tree devised a way of convincing everybody if they pulled something off of the tree, it would be forgotten forever.
A self-defense mechanism against harm.
Exactly. But it went on so long, and everybody believed it so long, that it's become fact. But I want to remove that from it, to keep us all safe.
From what?
Yeah, and what's in it for us?
He looks at Nameless, he's just like, oh. Imagine what we can do without the worry about worrying about that tree.
It would create open season for it.
But I understand what you're saying, Nameless. I understand you're here for profit. And like you see his back in his printing press room, he's got all of these flyers for like Nameless, like come shop. It's just like these will guarantee that you have a non-stop rush on all of your all your products.
All right, I'm sold. Let's do this.
You mean to say we're manipulating people
By
without their
unmanipulated.
knowledge?
It's just advertising. But they're very good posters.
Is it advertising if we are forcing it into reality?
Well, circling back to this, and he'll pick up a random sheet of paper. How do these tie in, and where do they come from, and who creates them?
Oh, I stole a typewriter a while ago.
Neat.
And like at the center of his printing press is a very strange looking like typewriter that looks like it's fed through instead of paper, it looks like it has a small like sapling growing in the back of it.
Also neat. I say out loud.
Is that a word tree sapling?
It's a tree sapling. It doesn't have any words on it.
They make great gifts this season.
Also circling back, are we still talking about removing the pieces on purpose, or stuff that is naturally forgotten?
I can't make things not be forgotten. Well, I can, if I write about everything. But things will get forgotten.
So you want to make it so that people can simply steal pieces from the tree whenever they wish it and possibly change reality however they want.
It
I was
will
like,
make
oh
it-
no, I'm not making this for everybody. This is just me. But I'm trying to prevent a disaster.
No, I think what he means is if we steal the fact from the tree, and tell me if I'm getting this correct, please, that when things are removed from the tree, they're forgotten. Then, in the future, when things get removed from the tree, forcibly or otherwise, it won't be forgotten.
Exactly.
That's its defense mechanism because it can cause harm if people are just doing that.
This is true. They're gonna want to protect the tree, but I also believe, and he walks up to Kay and he puts his hand on Kay's shoulder.
Don't.
I believe this. Oh. He's just like, okay. He puts his hand to his side. He's just like, I'm gonna be real with you real quick, Kay. I believe somebody is already pruning the word tree.
Who and what proof do you have?
You saw the chart. None of this makes sense. I suspect the horse.
The chart doesn't make sense.
I'm not sure I understand why you would suspect this specific horse.
I have much proof that points to someone within your crew is already playing with reality.
If
It's
I
just like-
had eyes, I would just have Kate just side-eyeing Vatna.
He looks
I
at
have-
Vatna. He looks
I
at
have
Vatna
not
and
been
Nameless.
I have not been pruning the tree. That is slander.
Oh.
No, you're right. I don't suspect that you have actually been doing the... I have reason to believe that reality has been cut from this world multiple times. Very recently. And I also have reason to believe that... Well, let's face it, we all know the librarian's on his way. And if he gets a hold of the tree, worst case scenario, we all die. Best case scenario, he is defeated and pushed back. Middle of the road, he hurts the tree and then we lose some of our information. But what if that's not the case? What if he's even allowed to get the tree and nobody has to die?
That makes sense.
I'm with Nameless.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
It's a safety precaution more than anything else.
It would also allow us to learn more about this alleged parasite.
And
I
learn more about what this horse is up to.
have concerns about taking the tree's self-defense away in order for this to occur. Do we have alternatives or partial ways to do this?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I brought the locksmith in here. And he looks at Vatna and is like, with your help, I know that you've procured a certain object along the way that we are able to directly go into a book. This is correct, right?
Oh, that key. I have many keys.
If you just open the door, we go in, we can see the fact being written in, being artificially written in, and will that make you feel safe? Will that convince you? We will make no action until we see it with our own eyes. He looks over at Nameless. Nobody else sees this. Like, even if you want to see it, he can't. Oh well. Even with the roll, you're not going to be able to. But Nameless, he just looks at you and winks.
Okay then. Yeah, I'm with him. Yeah, Makes sense. Yeah, we can do this.
What if the situation ends up like the horse?
We can't trust the horse.
Well,
we can't
more-
trust the horse.
I believe he means, what if we forget things, but also do not forget things?
Exactly.
Other question: why tree tiny?
What if the tree is tiny? What if we've been looking this wrong the whole time? And he just like does his like fingers on chin, scratching his beard thing again. Well, not much of a beard, but scratching his like fur, walking back and forth. And you guys do keep noticing that he's somewhere between a fox and an otter all of the time. But like depending on like when he's like really in thought, his muzzle does seem to get longer and more fox-like.
What are you?
Rude. And a liar. But you need my help, and I need your help.
Tobias just squints.
He squints at Sebastian.
Is there not some way for us to temporarily remove the danger, but have it return? Like, temporarily remove its ability for us to forget things and then return it after the danger has passed?
Why would you want to return it? What good does it do you to forget things? What good does it do anyone?
It protects the tree.
And the tree is more sacred than our memories. He's like, he gets like really puffed up. He's much more otter-like right now. He's just like, you believe that this tree that is clearly affecting our brains, our minds, and for those who don't have the brain situation, just the mind. You believe that this tree, despite the fact that it created you, and well, that's its own basket of worms, is that is somehow more sacred than my memory. That if the wind blows wrong, I should be able to forget most of my life. Is that what you are saying?
No.
Then you agree with me that we must turn this off.
That is, flawed logic.
Nope, it makes a lot of sense.
See? He gets it. Like, how should I be held to punishment that you all make enemies at a ridiculous rate? How is that my fault?
So while you guys are debating, can I like roll a 20 to try and like mess with the typewriter to make Vatna want to go with it?
Absolutely. Wait. Does Vatna not want to go? I don't know who's.
Sure,
I don't know.
It's
I
not
can't
me that's
believe
needing
you're
convincing.
actively trying to freaking.
I'm down. Roll that 20-sided. Let's see how that works out.
Come on.
That's a very good roll.
I feel like Vatna fucking knows.
He rolled a
that you
2,
did
everyone.
that.
This has nothing to do with me.
Actually, like, as you are about to, like, as you are, like, playing with it, and, of course,
One now.
had to make it a 1, absolutely. Like, so, as, Nemean is in this debate with Kay, we're gonna say the debate gets, like, he gets louder. And more, like, just upset. It's just like, this is ridiculous. That you could... That thing is a monster. And I am fine letting it exist. I'm not supporting cutting it down. Like, it's like the interconnected nature that is this universe, and he like points to a chart and you see the chart is all these planets connected by webs of roots and webs of like vines, and like you see the hallways inside the roots in this thing. It's just like, this is I support this. You love interdimensional travel. I support this. But you must see the giant flaw in this is the fact that it decides to protect, he does big air quotes, protect itself through mind control. Do you deny
Then what
it?
is your alternative for a way for it to protect itself?
It made you. It made all of its little people. If people think it's worth protecting, they will protect it.
I'm fairly certain that most of my people are not warriors.
He like slams his fist on the thing. It's just like, they do not need to be warriors. They just need to show that it has worth. And like you see one piece of paper float out, and it's just a tiny horse. But as he slams it down, Vatna, you hear a door open with the impact of his fist. There's a creaky door open, and the smell of death, like the decaying flowers, decaying flowers, I think is what it smells like, is wafting up from below and up from that door.
Cool, I blink behind the door. I want to go check it out.
So while that argument's happening, down into its basement, you see stacks of saplings from trees, and word tree at this point is impossible to state, but there's just all this drying out wood, but they look like just tiny roots. They're never given much chance, and some of them get up to saplings, but they all have been cut down. They've probably been down here for not hundreds of years, but decades.
Pick one up.
At this point, it seems like it could have been something, but it's not. But it could have been.
I know they're old, but they look similar to the small one that's in the back of the typewriter. Shape or bark texture?
A little bit, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, they're definitely proto-word trees.
Look around for anything that might be alive.
Oh, there's nothing alive down here. There's definitely a shovel down here and some gardening supplies.
I'm gonna pick up one of the ones that look like it'll stay intact and go back into the room.
And Nemian looks over at you. He's just you found my basement.
I'll hold up the sapling. This looks troubling and malicious.
And they
What
would have
have
been.
you been doing?
I have spent the majority of my life making sure there can be no trees on the plane of Pastora. I have single-handedly made it so. Are you aware of a ridiculous amount of magic buried beneath the plane of Pastora?
There is a hole.
There is a river.
And I do not have the means of traveling that river, and therefore I discovered that if I just convinced everyone that there were never any trees on Pastora, there could never be any trees on Pastora. And he taps the side of his nose. It's just you can work this system if you want. And he opens a book, and it's it's one of those so thick it doesn't make any logical sense. You couldn't actually open it in real life. And the binding is 2 feet tall. And it's just page after page of it saying there are no trees in Pastora, printed over and over and over and over and over.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
It's like, you can trick the tree. And it was true. I had gotten rid of all of them when I wrote that.
Why?
In the chance that one of them becomes, for lack of a better term, a word tree. Or a
And he
tree of that variety.
He points at Vatna. He's like, exactly. With all that magic down there, could you imagine? No, he looks over at Vatna. You don't have to imagine anymore, do you? You're doing it on your own.
Sussy eyes. So where does that leave us?
You are so deeply paranoid that you have kept all trees from growing from an entire continent.
He's like, yes.
It is not the worst idea, except it doesn't matter. The roots travel throughout all of Liminal. Eliminating saplings one by one will not do anything.
But it would slow it down. And we had much more time until you all got involved. He stares at Sebastian again.
Why does he keep thinking it's the horse?
He knows who the true villain is.
Perhaps we move past this for now. We still need to decide whether or not we are manipulating the tree in our favor.
1 second.
Give Alan a second to die.
Oh no.
I breathed in my coffee. I actually did almost die last night by eating a pretzel.
Happens.
George W. did the same thing.
It was a soft pretzel, though.
Was it a good pretzel?
It was tasty, but I did literally, like, because not kidding, I literally almost choked to death.
You can't do that. We're very close to the end of the season.
I'm so close to the end of the season. You guys would never know how it ended. Anyway. So it's just like, so here's my proposition to you. You can come to the tree with me all together. I have a way to get us in. Like, well, I have a plan. You have the means. But there is an underlying problem. Well, first, like, the whole plan is we get in, Vatna opens the door, we show Kay that we're not hurting the tree, and we manage to protect the world from Tobias's little horsey friend.
Again, you're going to have to explain this to me.
Nothing
See-
to explain. We can't trust the horse.
He points to the chart. He's like, we can't trust the horse!
I don't think we can trust you.
He's like, you can't. Not really, but you can. You can trust me to lie to you. But I won't betray you.
You just said that you would lie to us and then said you would not betray us.
Yeah. Being made out of paper make you a good record keeper?
So, you not betraying us is a lie. Possibly.
I want to type something on the typewriter. What's his name? Numian?
Nemian, yeah.
Nemian? Say, Nemian will not lie or betray us.
You cannot get it to print.
I'll change the toner with my silk.
He's
Roll
just
that
like,
one.
I'd really rather you not touch it.
It is some assurance, and I continue to touch it.
You are going to break the no combat bounty if you keep playing with that.
So,
Boo.
then type it yourself.
It's like, I don't... You know this thing prints lies.
Then reverse it.
It's like, I don't think you understand this machine. It's like, I can print lies and truth on it. Doesn't mean I won't lie to you. But I will lie to you. It is my nature. It's like, have I lied
Which
to you
door
before?
would you
Yes.
go? Would the other one say to point to?
Sorry, what?
It's like, I promise you. And he puts his hand over... He puts his hand on his chest. You're not 100% sure that's where his heart is. It's just like, I promise you that I am not looking to betray you in this particular moment. Or for this particular job. I need you to believe me that all I want to do is eliminate the fact that we lose our memories if anything happens to them. My memories are precious and they go back a very long time. I would rather not lose my... Nika has played Get Out of the Salad.
The problem is, Kay still does not agree. Like, leaving the tree defenseless is the problem here. If there was an alternative way for the tree to defend itself, Kay would be more inclined to
I
agree.
think that's why part of the plan is, I guess as of now, prove that it's not actually harming the tree.
If it doesn't have a way to protect itself, then that is in fact harming it in the future. Do we have a way to create an alternative way for the tree to protect itself? I don't freaking know.
I mean, you could do it. Like, you could try to do it. I'm not saying the
That's
whole
supposed
crew
to
will.
mean?
Somebody, like, you guys could make a group that protects the tree.
We
It
can
would also
still
require
decide
getting
on
the
site
fucking-
after we see it.
Sure. Okay. I'm going, but only if we find an alternative way for the tree to protect itself.
We can figure it out on the way.
Okay, so. And the Indian's just like takes you to Outback. He's just like, and here's our vehicle for the ride. And it's a giant paper airplane. It's
Can
like, we
I
will
drive?
You'll need to. I don't know how to drive it.
Interesting craftsmanship.
So, and then he's just like, but we of course do have the one problem I was saying before. And he like motions to all of your uniforms. Except for Nameless. And he's just like, the main issue is I'm convinced that the rest of you will try to stop this. So I need you to give them a job to do while we are doing this. And that's when we fast forward right back to the 3 days in the future, where the rest of the crew is popping bubbles. And cleaning up the soap problem, while you four break into the word tree.
Gotta know
Oh.
how they're doing on this. And what they're doing on this.
Yes, so everybody in the crew in the chat, how are you getting rid of all the soap that is like gotten into the clouds? And also, Kay, Vatna, Nameless, and Tobias, how do you sneak off the ship while everybody's doing this to go do your little secret mission?
I say I'm going to check in on Karika.
Where are we above? Like, where's the airship What is the airship currently above right now?
It could be basically anywhere. Yeah.
JK.
I was wondering, I like pre-park the paper airplane ship directly below on the ground where we are at this point, and then just like, I don't know, fall off the side.
I'm just gonna play drugged up so that no one wants to be around me.
That makes sense.
Did we ever get around to making those parachutes?
Nobody's told me about parachutes.
They were talking about it in the Discord RP.
I'm pretty sure we have like kite chutes at least on the airship. As
Probably.
many times as they've been in use.
I mean, if we're on the airship and we need to sneak away, then I feel like that's the only way for us to get off, unless we teleport.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just.
Oh,
you
yeah,
don't
we
need-
can both
like,
teleport.
You really this does not need to be a thing, everyone. Like there's
Right.
literally just. I was asking mostly for flavor. Like, you don't gotta get stuck in the weeds about this one.
Okay.
Then flavor-wise,
right.
I just fall off to the ground and catch myself right before I hit.
You have that brief flight thing, don't you?
Double jump.
So you all are heading toward, like you four, like everybody else is doing that, are heading towards the word tree. And Nemean's just like, everybody's sitting inside this paper airplane thing, and it's like terrifying. Lurid, Vatna, you know exactly how to like pilot this. You just do. You also notice it is not going to last more than this flight and maybe the ride back. Like, as you are going, it is losing paper.
Well,
And
I hope you did not spend too much on this.
this is like, no. It just kind of landed there one day.
And that didn't seem suspicious to you?
I live a weird life.
It is liminal.
And he's just like, and he points at the top of the tree. He's just like, all right, we're going stealth mode. And like,
I know I know a great branch we can land on. I've been there before.
He's just like, we don't, like, the branches that you've been on are nothing. We need to go in the tree. So put us down, like, just go directly down. Like, get above it and aim straight down.
Like
Kay
a
is starting to feel
SR-71
like-
Blackbird.
Anxiety as we get closer to here. Kay is not supposed to be here.
What's the terminal velocity on this thing?
Really, really fast.
Terminal velocity is terminal velocity, that's why it's known as that.
It's different for
Around
each
like a
object.
9.28 meters per second or something.
Nah, everything hits terminal velocity eventually, it's just depends on like how long it takes to get there. Anyway,
Yeah, but like the terminal velocity of a penny is less than the terminal velocity of a bowling ball.
I thought it was all the same.
everything falls at the same speed eventually. That's why
Regardless.
it's terminal velocity.
But that's also not in liminal, so who knows? The
That's
rules
fair.
are probably different.
Touche.
I just wanted to make sure we were going fast straight down.
Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
you're going real fast, and like, you're gonna have to roll me a 20-sided for doing all the piloting for this, Lurid. Or, yeah, Vatna. And we'll see how well you get. Oh,
I
it
rolled a
was
15.
I thought it was going to be a 5 for a second. And like, as you're just flying down, like, it is whistling like crazy. It does sound a lot like Kay launching her paper airplanes as it whistles down. And you guys just start experiencing stories. Like, the word tree is huge. But like, you feel like you've been falling longer than you've been like diving straight down longer than makes any sense. And
Why
it
does
almost
it look like the wall of this is a CVS receipt?
It does look like it has a couple CVS receipts, and I love that about it. And it's just like, it all of a sudden comes to like, this is what you see down there. And
Yeah, just even out right before we hit the ground. It's like a bird.
And Nemean just hops off and it's just like, excellent. Now where do we go?
You said there was a door.
It's just like, yeah. And then you look around and you guys all see tons of doors.
My. Are there any labels or anything, or any indications?
Oh, go ahead and make a roll for me.
I've been here once.
7.
Alright, so tough choice. You can find the door, like a door that leads to the direction that you're looking for, but you're definitely gonna like cause some problems, or it's just gonna take a long time in here. Like it either takes a long time, or you rip a page that you don't mean to.
Not the rip a page option.
Right. So you're in here. It's so long. Nameless. It's so boring. Like, you see Kay and Vatna going from door to door, trying to like read all the titles.
No, I'm just like going up, sniffing, and giving it a little lick. It's like,
yeah.
Some of these are
I'm reading.
familiar,
He's spelling.
but it will be tricky, and it will take a while for me to discern the location.
Can I just open up a random door and go to say
Absolutely. Give me a 20-sider for that, please.
Oh, he found the way. I'll follow.
A success is a success. So you find this huge tunnel, and like Nemean's just like hops up. Oh, I just copy and pasted you guys again. Oh no. Okay, can you move yourself so I don't like clip you with the? Thank you. I had you selected.
I'm sorry.
So Nemean's like points at our Nameless. Wild card. Kai, can you roll me a 20-sider for Sebastian?
Oh no.
Sure.
Why horse eat tree?
Sebastian is in flux.
Oh.
Size-wise right now. And he is getting so big he's pressing against the outer walls of this chamber. So you gotta either back up or move forward and get out of this little like hallway as quick as you can.
What if we all just don't look at it? Their size varies depending on if we're focusing on them, right? So what if we
But
just
I
don't
can
look?
still feel him squishing me out against the
That
wall.
has never worked for. That's never worked for this tiny horse, though. He's always been tiny.
Oh no. Alright, well, so
Moving on. Tobias
Dive
is
him
just gonna
forward.
Move him forward.
Is the plan to push or just try to like pull on him? There we go.
There are several. There are several of us. We can do both.
All right. How is everybody helping getting Sebastian out of this hallway? We know how Nemean's helping. He's
not
writing.
helping. That's how he's helping.
I'm coaxing it from the front.
What do you got to coke, Sebastian?
Does he like coffee beans?
That seems like a great idea.
I mean, probably.
Hold on. Question, if I use a spell scroll. There's the ability Stretch, which is a nearby creature or object that is no smaller than an ant and no larger than a horse. You can cause it to instantly enlarge or shrink.
Right now, he is much larger than a horse.
But he is a
But
horse.
he is a horse!
Just because that is using English. Our world definition of no larger than a horse. It is not
Oh,
using
come
liminal
on!
definition because
Weigh in, I
liminal
think.
definition. What's
I
that?
think they are correct.
I
I gotta
don't-
weigh in. It specifies horse, and that is a horse. So it can never
I
be.
mean-
That's a horse.
It can
And
never
no one's
be
ever
any
specified
larger or
the
smaller
horse.
than itself. It is a horse, and therefore the spell should work.
And no one has
but-
ever specified the size of a horse.
Everybody, we've specified the size of a horse constantly. That's what this game is about.
But it is
Right,
a
but
horse,
now
and
it
horses
is-
fluctuate in size.
Exactly. The problem is the horses can sometimes be very large.
It is most certainly going to take a roll regardless.
I'm gonna
Why
play it
is
and
this
try.
metagaming?
I think everybody else is metagaming. I think you might have a misinterpretation of what metagame.
Tough choice.
Up, we got a lawyer on standby.
So, I will not be playing rules lawyer. The second we get into that much game, I'm out. All right. So here's your tough choice. Does it get too big and gets out, or does it get too small and gets out?
The walls here are made of, like, the word tree, right?
They are made of pages of the word tree.
Small.
Sebastian disappears.
I'm still trying to coax it here, Sebastian. I had him selected so I can still see it. Sebastian, come get your coffee.
I actually can't move it without, like, making it a little bigger than I had it. Tiny, tiny, tiny horse.
I'm sorry, Tobias. I was just afraid that if I messed it up, he would get too big and harm everything around us.
And it looks at his shoulder. Nothing a good meal can't fix.
Wait, do I not have Vatna on the screen?
Vatna was on this.
Did
screen.
you eat him?
By the horse.
Oh, he is right by that horse. I shrunk Vatna too.
Honey, I shrunk the Vatna.
Turns out you can make things real, real small. Nemian's just like, well, that was interesting. And he's just like, still don't trust that horse. And like, as you guys keep going, let's.
But you know, according to the chart, that the horse is essential for the plan to work.
It's like, I know the horse is evil.
It was on the chart.
It's on the chart that the horse was evil.
That's not how I understood it.
I wrote the chart.
Well, then help me
I
understand
fixed your
it.
chart.
All right. So what's the plan for dealing with these bubbles, everyone?
There's been quite a bit of people saying what they're doing.
Think
Kana
what was
said
it?
something about water balloons and firing them from the BFG.
I think Patagon wanted to make a blowgun.
Nicole is trying to freeze them. Midnight wants to back off and see if they're combustible. But Nicole said
Let
he's
them-
not so good with fire stuff lately.
Let's light the bubbles on fire.
I mean, Nika, would you like to roll for midnight to figure out
Krieg-
if it's combustible?
Krieg
Krieg
wants
suggests
to
soap.
sell the soap. Like, hey everyone, come get some and pay such and such money and get as much as you want.
I mean, it's natural soap, so good for the environment.
I mean, yes, it is in fact quite combustible. In the right settings, you guys would have to do a little bit to it. You know how like making a bomb, but with enough like chemistry stuff, you could definitely make this stuff into basically napalm.
Is Seth here? He's a chemist.
You guys could turn all these like the sky full of clouds into napalm if you want to.
Do we really want to rain napalm down on wherever these are over?
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
To be completely fair,
if word tree and everything.
Worst part about napalm is it's sticky.
yeah, this soap is definitely like, I mean, it is sticky in its own way, but it bubbles up and it makes a good lather, and then you just rinse it off. But add a couple more chemicals to it, it would literally turn into sky napalm.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nicole was trying to freeze it and make it like soap snow, I guess, and I think Akana was trying to fire giant water balloons into it using the BFG.
I would like to point out that your demolitions expert is actually on the word tree mission right now. Like the one that would be able to be like...
Clementine is good with chemicals. Is Clem there? Yes, it looks like they are online.
Good thing about freezing them is they would fall, shatter, and then be easy to harvest for Krieg to sell.
Alright. Back to you guys' game. Whoop. So that's where you are now.
The center of stuff looks like dessert.
It looks
Anyway.
like a puzzle box to me.
Well, not the box. I meant like the little seats on the ground, but it looks like dessert rolls of some variety, possibly cinnamon.
Ah, I see what you mean. But like, you all start approaching,
Have we seen anyone?
you're not in the tree proper. You went in the other. You guys could have gone in
Okay.
this way if you wanted to.
Oh,
Wait, which part of the tree are we in then?
You are in the tree. Like, you are,
Like in the heartwood and
like, yeah, you are in, like, so far into the tree that it's just, you're in the liminal space of the tree that it doesn't make any sense. You're in the Doctor Who version of this tree.
oh, it's probably giving me a headache. If I can get headaches. You know what I mean. There's a lot of text around here.
I would like to point out that the last time the crew decided to freeze a bunch of clouds, they murdered people.
I'm trying to remember when this happened.
Vatna was there.
Oh, the thing with the cloud falling and that was Sophie's
oh, so it
girl?
was millions.
You didn't, not millions, just people. Did I say millions?
I think so.
Clip it,
A lot
run
of
it back.
people.
Yeah, an amount of bad people. But Nemian is looking at the weird puzzle box of things. It's just like, I'm not sure what to do here.
Wild card goes in. Starts pushing things.
Oh, absolutely. Roll me a 20-sider.
Please don't do that.
Oh, we brought the wild card.
Bitches.
Just screams it and just starts like ripping through pages.
Oh yeah, I also have that card too, but I don't know what Alan is prepared for.
You only get to do one of those a game.
Okay.
And we have not come up to it yet, but you will find it, don't worry. So,
I was hoping it was that lantern.
Kay is just looking around like they're in a fucking church type situation. While also fighting a headache.
It's like, wow. So this is the potential.
Alright, so
It
was
does
a
not
6.
look like a tree. It looks like an organism.
I think it chooses what it looks like.
Nemean looks over at Lurid. Exactly. Parasite. Like weird little strangle vines that are alive. I know this isn't a tough choice situation, but it's a success. Both of these are good. There's no bad thing that could happen for you. Nameless, do you want to just find the path that you're looking for, or find a little bit of information?
And a little bit of information.
So you find it's really weirdly tucked in here. Like some of this stuff's not like written in the same kind of way that every once in a while you find something that is written in the same handwriting. And it seems ancient. And it matches what Nemean showed you about the sky is blue. And you see that it says, they don't know where we are safe. But it's very faded. Like you find a piece of paper that just says that, and like it is written in the word tree script itself. Nobody else wrote this. The word tree wrote this.
Well, I'm showing that to everybody to try and make sense of it.
Like, Nemean does his like signature chin scratch.
I wonder who they and we are.
Yes, and if we want to find them.
Is it maybe the trees themselves?
That was a thought.
I do wonder what happens if it fades too much. Normally, the word tree ink does not fade like this. It must be very old.
They sound scared.
Nemean is just like, it looks like it's a constant. Much like the wind blows, the water is wet. Daytime is bright and nighttime is dark. But I've never tried to erase one of those.
Kay remembers the quill and is very glad it is not here.
Not sure if Nemean knows about the quill.
I'm not bringing it up. Just an internal thought.
Kai, can you give me a 20-sider?
For the horse?
No, this one's just for you. Straight.
Me.
You and the horse.
Okay.
Both of you working together.
Nice.
There's a 20.
Hooray!
Like, as you're all like trying to like figure things out, Kai, you do notice Sebastian like hop down and literally walk through this wall. Just walks right through it as though like it's not there. But everybody, like, you saw Nameless like put his hands on it, like, and Nemean does not see it happen. He is like with a 20, like he is looking at the thing.
Oh, it's that simple? And I'll try and fly through it.
Right now, Kai's the only one that sees it.
Oh.
With like, the rest of you can be looking at that paper trying to figure like what's going on with Nameless. Kai can like show anybody he wants what's going on with a 20, but you see the path through.
He just thinks, is that how that works? And he's just gonna follow him.
We're just looking around like, where did he go?
With a 20, you believe that's how it works, and it does.
Well, I want to try it.
Did we see him leave?
I mean, he is human-sized. You would have seen him walk through the thing.
I feel like...
But you did roll a 20, so unless
we're all looking at the wall right now.
I think you were all looking at the paper as it was fading while he was doing that.
I mean, he did say is that how that works? Huh.
Oh, okay, then yeah. I mean, if you want people to know, for sure. I don't want to take that away from you.
No, it's not. He's not trying to be sneaky about it. He's just, wait, is it that simple? And it's like, oh, okay, I guess it is that simple. And he's just going to follow the horse.
Absolutely.
So it's like the horse, where it's there but not there at the same time.
And you walk into like this weird room, and this is like the heart of the word tree. Like you feel it, Tobias. You feel. I'm gonna carry your 20 over. You feel a tension that is extreme. Like this, like you feel like you could walk up to this tree and pluck it like a string of a guitar. And it's huge compared to you, but you still feel like if you put pressure on it, the vibrations of it would be like carried out throughout the world. Okay, so it looks like the crew has come up with a plan to like combine all of the bubbles into one giant bubble, if I'm following correctly. Nika, can you roll me a 20-sider for Osiria and Soki's Gale? Tough choice. Tough choice. Alright. So you all see, like, these bubbles, as you cast Gale, swirling and, like, creating this giant, cyclone situation of this soap, and it's like getting all over the ship. The ship's looking very clean right now. It's super shiny. It's great. Best cleaning solution you guys have ever found. But like, and it's forming into a giant bubble, but the bubble is super full of, as you're doing it, it's getting more and more liquid, and it's getting heavier.
Sorry, it cut out.
Oh, sorry. It's filling itself with its own liquid. So, like, it's becoming like a giant water balloon and less like a bubble, and it's floating down towards the surface. And it is definitely close to yolk. Not on yolk yet, but, like, you can see the spires of yolk, like, poking up. Like, and that is where it's looking to fall. So you've collected all of it, and it has been successful, but you are currently dropping a giant bubble of
Please don't drown yolk again.
slime and soap on top of yolk.
Aim for the library.
Oh, fuck you.
But that's what's happening. Yolk, I did say at the beginning of this game that it was gathered over yolk, but that is where we are. But anyway, you found the door, and everybody else can like walk through if you just believe in yourself.
Oh, man, that does all the time. It's the only
Not
thing
so
I
much
believe
believe in yourself, but believe that you can walk through the wall.
I mean, sure. Unless we have to roll, in which case, maybe.
Do you think your character would need to roll? Do you think your character could come up with it? I think Nameless can just walk through it.
I hate being the skeptic sometimes. I love it, but I hate it.
And Vatna already thinks he can do anything.
Okay, I walked through the door.
Yeah, sure. Works out then. But yeah, this is what you see. You see this tree growing out of a very large book. At this point, everything has become basically metaphorical.
This looks wild.
Nemian's just nodding. He like pulls out a little like notebook, like tiny little like moleskin book as he's flipping through it, and he's just like, "Yep, you're up, Moth." And he points to the keyhole in the door.
First, I want to pull out the telescope that lets you see like the universe or the sky unobstructed, and see how like everything connects to here.
Oh, roll me a 20 setter.
Nat 20.
All right. So yeah, you see you do see the world like it goes out and reaches out. This is the primary, like this is the seedling that this word tree grew out of. Like metaphorically, but still, yeah. This is the core of the word tree. So like if you were to just cut all of the branches off of this, you would kill the tree immediately. This is how you would do it. Like if you were looking to destroy the tree, that is the way to do it. This is also where the library's proboscis would come in and start drinking. This is what this is the heart.
Kay is basically looking at God right now.
That's what I'm trying to like get at. Is this? It could be, like it's basically your parent.
Yeah.
But like
Sometimes
at
the
a certain
parent is
point,
God.
I was gonna say at a certain point, your parent stops being God, and you like you can see it as what it is. It's not a god. It is just a thing. But I'm not putting words in Kay's mind. Like that is the point that I'm trying to get to. Like the trees is super fancy, but so is a lot of other things.
Never meet your celebrities.
Hmm.
No, I mean, Kay is got a weird. It's a personal religion, if that makes sense. It's like that's how they see the world, and so it's just this is the equivalent to what they might think God is. Whether or not that's true, again, Kay does not think the same way I do.
Nameless, this tree is nothing compared to the infinity tree you saw one time. Like, this tree is nothing. You're like, seen one, seen them all.
Yeah, I'm not really impressed.
Kay has not seen the infinity tree yet, I don't think, so.
Also, Vatna and Nameless, you both see, like, residual, like, writings that you forced into it. Wait, Kay wasn't there. What? No. For the musician game.
Oh, that when we grew those roots.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you mean the one that Kay doesn't remember anyway?
Yeah. Like you can basically see like the aux chords running through it.
We should totally get the band back together.
Kay just sees those, like that's normal.
So yeah, I'll pull out my key and say, everyone put on your reading glasses, and we'll use it on the the book that's somewhere in this whole Heartwood thing?
Yeah, for sure. No need to roll. You have the key.
I think that's a certain amount of AP.
Meanwhile, the crew is over there trying not to drop a frozen bubble of soap on a city.
Everything will work out, I'm sure. Tobias, can you roll me a 20-sider as they open this door? 17, very good. So, as the door opens, like, you are flooded with, information.
Mhm.
Just, like, it just pours over you, and, like, for a second, you, Sebastian is going to do something bad, but it's for the good. But it's bad. But it's for the good. You know this.
Uh-huh.
Like, absolutely aware that this terrible thing that he's going to do will help the world.
I
It's
can't
one of
believe
those-
your horse is a criminal.
That is what you know. And we'll just go from there.
So he's not okay. So with that knowledge, he's not evil.
Yes.
He just
You know that what he's about to do is not evil, but convincing the rest of everybody else.
Gotcha.
That is the fun. But you come to that revelation as all of them step through this door.
Uh-huh.
And as you guys step through the door, this is where we find ourselves.
So were you always referring to the key that opens locks or the key that projects books?
Goes into books.
Goes into books. Okay, that's the one I thought.
Yeah. The key that opens the door, that'd be great, but like make it just lockpick if we were looking for a normal key. All right, so you guys in front of you see this orb that like it looks like it's paper in the thing because I couldn't get it to do exactly what I wanted to do, but that is nothing but words. And it's words tangled up in like vines that look like real vines, like there's actual grass growing on them, like little trees with real leaves growing off of it. And you do see some, like, the leaves have, like, words on them, but they're not pages yet. You know what I mean? They're still green, they still look like newly grown leaves.
And we can make out the words.
Oh yeah, some of them for sure. A lot of them are what is happening right outside right now. You see the story of what the crew are doing. Like you see the fact that they are from inside now you know what the crew is to. The fact that they have created a giant bubble, but also it is falling towards Yoke.
Oh no!
They should freeze it.
So I have a question for you all.
Mm-hmm.
When you came in here, he points at the horse on his arm. Is Sebastian back to his normal teeny size, or is he still...
He's back to his like the normal size that he would be.
Okay. He is gonna do something bad, or it seems bad, but it's not. I don't know what that is yet. And now I sound as crazy as... He just motions at the fox otter.
Nemean's just like, I knew it. and you see him like reach in his coat and pull out a gun.
I would advise against any hostile action, especially given our location.
He's pointing the gun at the horse, but like he's not fingers not on the trigger. He's got his fingers up. He's just like, as long as that horse doesn't make a move, we're just in and out. He points to the swirling cortex of text. He's just like, just got to get in there, find the memory, find the story that we're looking for, pull it out, alter it, and then we're out.
What I was getting at, and he kind of moves Sebastian, like puts himself between gun and horse, was that it'll work out for the best. I don't know how I know it, but I know it.
You expect... Tobias, I have my utmost faith in a chef, I do. But that horse is evil.
You know what else I have faith in? I have faith in that you're a liar, and you said that Sebastian is evil.
Roll me a 20 setter.
Yes.
He puts his he raises the gun up and puts it back in his coat. 18, everybody, for the record. And he's just like, all right, but keep him back if you would. And
I think it was just implied that he's gonna do something that we see is bad, whether we keep him back or not.
Yes, probably.
You say it will look bad, but it is not bad?
It will look very bad, what will end not bad.
And you are certain of this?
Yes.
Then I
This
will
is
trust
happy
you.
ending.
But I want to keep a close eye on Numian.
Yeah, I don't trust the fox otter person to not fuck shit up.
I'm just watching his every move.
he is right now he's reading through the text as it moves past, and every once in a while he'll reach into it and bump some text up that actually you can see him tactily moving through it like it's a bush, but instead of branches it's words.
So he's just okay, he's just reaching through. He's not
Yeah.
altering
He's scrolling through the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Basically. And it's just he looks up at the rest of you, and it's just a little help would make this a lot faster.
Okay. And I'll reach my hand in on the other side.
Sorry, you told me to keep him back.
Well, keep him back, but come up. You can read, right? Do you have any control over that little horse?
I carry him.
Well,
Someone swaddle the horse.
come over here and make sure he doesn't do anything bad. Nameless, there's a lot of reading going on.
Anything juicy? What's going on with Reedy?
Yeah, what do we see? That's the true question.
So what you're
believe-
saying is roll a 20 to just dive right in.
If you want to, for sure. You don't have to, though.
Please don't.
All right.
Please don't.
Wild card!
Oh. Wild card.
I think that
I think
is
you
a-
literally
a
dove
third
in.
failure for him. Is that a third failure? For those of us tracking bingos, I
So
feel
he-
like that was a third.
Yeah, it's a third.
Jumps in, and Nemian just uh-huh. Yep. And you are wrapped in so much knowledge. But it's all just so boring. At the core of this, it's the most boring knowledge ever. It's just everything that you know to be a fact is just getting reiterated at you over and over again.
It's
It's
like
just like-
reading an encyclopedia.
It's like reading a an encyclopedia, but made for like
Ice is cold.
even before kindergarten. Yeah, it's just like fire burns you. Like it's like, but it's like listing off the number of things that can burn you and to what amount that things can burn you. And it's just like, if you stay in the sun too long, like you'll get red, and like this is like how much that would hurt. It's not even like you're feeling the pain. It's just like telling you in very just like clinical detail. And this is why stubbing your toe is bad. And be careful when stubbing your toe. And this is why we don't fry donuts the way in a kiln. And it's just like on and on of the most boring facts that everybody always the stuff that you were born thinking that you know. It's just like, and for some reason, 1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies is in here.
Yes.
It's just like keeps like that's the only song that's playing.
Whistle stop? No.
Not Whistle Stop. Not everybody knows
use that
Whistle
no
Stop,
more.
but everybody knows 1 Week by the Bare Naked Ladies. Or Don't Stop Believing by Journey. Like one of those two is the only thing that's happening.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world.
I never played Portal 2.
So while he's suffering, do we see anything interesting?
If you make those rolls.
Nice.
You would.
18.
17.
And Tobias's 8. So here's your tough choice. So your two successes point you in the Okay, you have started finding the like seeing where Nameless went. You basically follow him more or less through the bushes because he clears a path for you, and he's trapped in like Boring Town. But you're like, okay, close to Boring Town, but not quite there. It's like this is the layer of information we are looking for. Like you find the correct layer, and Nemian's just like excellent. And Vatna,
Anything interesting?
the most interesting things are just like these are in the same script as the page you found outside.
Interesting.
Like all of these facts are written in the handwriting of the word tree. And that's very much helping Nemian find what he's looking for.
Is there anything that's like describing what the tree is or how it functions or what it like consumes for nutrients?
I'm trying to think of like the best way of giving. I'm trying to think of would that be written in here?
It's got rules for itself, so maybe I'm taking the guess.
Yeah, written in it, you see oof, sorry, one sec. Real bad heartburn real quick.
Pause for Alan to die.
Yep.
We're so close to the end of the season.
But yeah, so the tree feeds on the stories that are being told. So it wants to be in a world where the most stories are being told. Like that is what it wants.
Okay.
So like it gets bigger the more stories that are told. Once a way of writing is decided on, but you can read the fact that many trees were like getting their leaves plucked off for people to like take the stories and show people, oh, this happened, and people using this as like a way of evidence. And that's why the tree started like the rumor that when something gets removed, it gets forgotten. And it didn't start off
Did
that
it for
way.
the likes.
It just-
Maniacs.
Like the only reason the reason that it started it was so that it could get bigger. And not all trees come up with this this defense. A lot do. Like if there's a world where people stop pulling things off of the trees, then the trees will come up with it. But not all of them have. But is the most basic of defense mechanisms that the trees use, and it is also the reason that the librarian destroys worlds.
Oh, that is such useful information for me. Because that gives me ideas.
Well, I'm getting close if y'all want to help me over here.
And Tobias, you can get right there. You see it. Like, that's the memory. You can just, like, reach out and grab it. But here's your tough choice. You lost track of Sebastian.
Uh-huh.
I think everyone's distracted.
We are all distracted. We trusted you.
If the tough choice is finish the quote-unquote mission or find where my horse went, I want to see what the horse does that's supposed to be so bad.
Alright, so you see, like, in this instant, there's this moment that you see a little sapling, like, growing out of it. It's budding into a leaf. And that leaf has, like, golden scripture on it. Like, whatever's written in the word of the word tree. Like, but you can't see what it's saying. And you see Sebastian open his tiny mouth and click that right off. Just chomp.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Terrence?
Can Vatna do something? Like, I don't want to stop it. I just want to see if I can do a thing.
Did you even see it?
It's like, yeah, this is like you're not gonna see it because this is Tobias's bad roll. Like if Tobias can either grab the words that you're looking for or see Sebastian doing this.
Can I make a roll to see if I can read what was on the thing?
Yeah. Wow, why'd you throw the die so hard?
Yeah, violence.
Fucking aggression. It's like, I need to know what's on that book, what's on that page. You see, scrawled in the page is the word epilogue. But like as it's written, it gets crossed off, and then underneath it, in like quotation, like in the script that we've already seen, it says all comes crashing down. And then
That's a good song.
Then gets eaten.
Okay.
And that was what was on that page.
Okay.
But you don't have to tell us that it happened. Because we didn't see it.
And Sebastian's just chewing away, and Nemian's just like, Tobias, can you reach it? As you see like him standing in this bush, this tangle of words, like holding up some, as Kay's just like reaching for him too, and Vatna's just like busy reading over some other ones.
I'm looking for like basically word tree care instructions.
Oh.
It's like
Oh.
Arbor Day magazine or something.
Sure.
Nameless, can you roll me a 20-sider real quick? Yeah.
There's another 4.
Oh my god.
So how do you fail at getting out of it?
Get
I
stuck
go
more.
deeper in.
Yeah, right? It's just like you get stuck even deeper in. Like, you now just know what the cardinal directions are being explained. You were just like learning over and over and over again. Like, this is my left hand, this is my right hand. This is my left hand, this is my right hand. This is my left foot, this is my right foot. This is my left foot, this is my right foot. Left elbow, right elbow. Over and over, like
bone's connected to the leg bone. The leg bone's
not even remotely like that far. Like, it's just like even more boring.
So my anatomy class. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, the song makes it too interesting. The song has like a melody. It is just like the most clinical. It is definitely just like the most monotone voice going on in your head, and you are just like stuck in it. You are enthralled.
Against your will.
So you, the rest of you do have your hands on it, and Neiman pulls it out all the way out, and it's just like you see like the script, the line in the word tree's handwriting that states, "Whatever's removed from this tree will be forgotten from everyone." And he's like, "See, the tree put it here, as I explained."
How are we going to help it defend itself if we remove this? We gotta figure it out now.
He just looks at the three of you that are out here, and he's
We
like,
could make it predatory against the bookworms.
The bookworms, I believe, help keep it. Like, normal bookworms have, like, upkeep potential, I believe. Was that right, Alan?
"What do you mean?"
The worms, weren't they there, like, for upkeep when they're not weirdly mutated gen giant?
Oh no, there's still pests.
Oh.
The same way the way that bookworms themselves are. Like,
Okay, so I misunderstood that. Never mind.
That may help us against the librarian should he get this close.
It would, but would it protect it from people that plan to take advantage of the tree for their
that's
own
problem.
gains?
I'm going to just do a thing real quick. Nobody.
Does it look like we have like a way to add? Like, looking through it, do we think we know we'd have a way to like add information to this?
Oh, you guys have no idea how you would.
Okay, so you can't just like put a sticky note in here.
Remember, it's not on paper. Like, this is just floating words.
Now Kay is wishing that the quill was here. Back and forth on this one.
Can the three of you that are not entranced by boring roll me a 20-sider?
I love rolling 20-siders. I got a 12.
Well,
Tobias?
Tobias beat you.
Tobias, you see, Neiman is just like, he's gonna destroy these words. He's just gonna destroy them. Like, it's what he came here to do. It's what he said he was going to do.
Swaddle.
Wait a minute. And I'm gonna
Wait, I have an idea. What if I capture the words and then take them away to be put back in later when the danger has passed?
You didn't roll high enough for it. Tobias is the only one that's going to be able to offer a thing before you can start. Like, there will be a turn for you guys, but before he destroys it.
We
but
rolled
Tobias,
initiative and
basically.
yeah.
Okay.
why don't you let us hold on to those?
Because I feel like you'll do something bad with them. Like, keep them around.
See, you've been saying that again this whole time, but I also don't believe you.
It's just like, you're learning. And like you see him like start to crush the words, like the whole like sentence into one thing. Like he is just literally trying to force the words together. Nameless, can you roll me a 20-sider again? Okay, Nameless. Here's your tough choice. You can get out of the most boring thing. You'll know which ones you left. And you're right, you'll know that so well. Here is your option. You're gonna like pop out of this. Just go pew, like somebody just squeezes you to he is terrified of the idea of forgetting things. And he's like doing it, he's just like, you won't forget recipes except for like by being absent-minded. Like, no one's gonna make you forget like silly little things at the whim of a tree. Like, isn't it just better, safer, smarter? Like, what did this tree ever do for all of you that is so worthwhile that you are willing to forget your lives if something happens to it? It's just like, if the librarian shows up, and when the librarian shows up, if he gets his proboscis in this tree, we're going to be in a fine kettle of worms.
I did not need to hear you say that the librarian had a proboscis. Thank you.
The library has a proboscis, but and is that something we want? Why even take the risk?
There has to be an alternative to taking everything away from the tree to protect itself.
I'm taking away a little bit of my...
You cut out.
I'm taking away a little bit of mind control. Disgusting mind control. It's like, I'm in the right here. Like, we're in the right. It's like, we can... Worst case scenario, the tree dies. That's the worst case scenario. Not the whole world stops existing and that we forget how to do everything. Why are we putting all of our worms in one basket?
I'm being told to write in the sap. What? I don't... Is there sap around us?
I could try and tap into it.
It's up to you. You can, you all can like try to stop him or do whatever you want, but...
Okay, so Seth and Twilark are saying to try writing things in the sap, and also someone is pointing out liminal only exists because the tree was growing and like pulled all this stuff together. So if the tree were destroyed, I feel like everything would just fall apart, whether or not it got forgotten.
He is not trying to destroy the tree. He is merely trying to make it so if the tree gets hurt, you don't forget things.
Like the next time someone crashes a mountain into it.
Or like just or like crashes an airship into it, or connects it to another tree, or like it gets attacked by the librarian or the red cap, or any number of threats that can happen to this in this world. He's just literally trying to make it so it's not dangerous to him.
Or everyone.
Or everyone, but mostly him. Like, he cares more about himself.
He's doing this for him, but it affects everyone.
Exactly.
I'm gonna roll 20 to help him.
No, oh, okay.
Twilark
Wild
is giving
card.
ideas.
Oh,
Stop
and
with the
I do a
fours.
horrible job helping him.
Another 4. That's his fourth one tonight.
Fifth.
Let's see. Word tree leak kind of sap, then traps some bookworms. So, sap as self-defense.
Oh, it's not a 4.
It's a 20. That's not good.
That's so sick. Not forgiven.
So like caustic sap.
See, Tobias doesn't. I mean, he doesn't see. He understands where Kay is coming from, but as far as he's concerned,
What if we made it so like the leaves give you like a really bad rash if you touch them.
So, Nameless, what does it look like? What does Nameless do that makes Nemean succeed here? Because that's a 20. When you were trying to help him, he got it. Like, you done did the thing.
I just go right over there and smush it all and just stop the conversation from going further.
So you all see as Nameless like grabs this sentence and like throws it on the ground and starts stomping on it to destroy it. You all remember like Nameless like forcing his words into this. That's why he can do it. Like he exists outside of the tree. The same way that like Vatna does technically do the same thing, and the horse. So Nameless just stomping on this thing. You guys hear the music that is very reminiscent of the song that they played in space that forced Nameless to like be a bigger part. And yeah,
I summoned my bass and just like jam along with it.
Absolutely, but like,
can we like? You said these were like really tight roots. Could we like use them as like amplifiers?
Yeah, absolutely. So outside, I'm gonna carry over that 20. So outside, like as you guys are like working on the bubble situation, you hear this sick ass bass line, and like Nameless's song before he decided to become a pastry chef comes like fluttering over the sky, and you guys all just it's like, all right, who put a radio on the airship kind of deal. But then you do start realizing it's kind of coming from everywhere at the same time, which feels weird.
Tight.
And that's where we are, and Nemean's just like, finally. Good.
Now let's discuss the defense of the tree situation. You said caustic sap. I suggest poison ivy rashes.
It's like, Nemean's just like, alright. Like, pats off his hands. Good job. And he just starts walking out the way you came.
So, that happened. I just want... Kay does not have eyes really to glare, but Kay is glaring at Nameless.
Nameless is like, good game, good game, good game,
Good game.
good game.
Where is Sebastian?
Is he still eating?
He's definitely still grazing on some things that are, as they grow out of it. He's just continuously grazing on whatever's on top of that orb.
Get that horse off of there!
Oh, Sebastian, come on, we're going.
This whole time.
What in the world?
Sorry, let me put it on the other shoulder. There you go.
Okay, so
Yes.
alternative defenses. We need to figure this out before we leave here.
Real quick, how did we save Yoke? Did we save Yoke?
Yeah, is Yoke
Nika
Yeah,
needs to roll a 20.
I got an idea.
Okay, but what was the plan there? Were we just gonna freeze it? But if we were gonna freeze it, we were gonna freeze that on Yoke.
I saw jokes about having the giantest soap bubble marble. I don't know.
Move the bubble to the side, then freeze it. Okay, so I'm imagining that 12 is for like the gusts and plans of you guys like pushing it away. Absolutely. So you got it. You got the bubble moving. Alright, and then Nika, can you hit me with another 20-sided? This is gonna be for the freezing portion of it, people. Oh, it freezes beautifully. Like, it goes down to just the perfect, doesn't pop the top of it. It hits and lands, like, in the water. The ocean is just kind of foamy around it, but, like, it's frozen, so it's, for the most part, it's okay. And, yeah, you guys can, like, attach, like, hooks to it and drag it back to Silver Thimble if you'd like to. Just, like, have this giant, like, city-sized bubble of soap that you guys have now, like, places aren't going to be, like, poisoned by the soap in the air as it rains. It hasn't been happening yet, but it was going to. And also all the soap you can eat.
Wait a minute.
21 accounts.
I'm sure that Krieg is immediately gonna start selling that.
Absolutely.
Just
But I dibs on lifetime supply, even though I had nothing to do with it.
need a really, like, a guy with a really thick Irish accent and a fucking giant Bowie knife just hacking away at it on commercials. Those Irish Spring commercials were really weird. Why did they just really cut into that soap? I didn't need to see that. I believe you that the soap is soap. Add a giraffe that works for.
Is that the right card?
Yeah, that was a loose lips
Right
card.
card.
It's a giraffe that saw it all, and she's like, they took all of our soap away from us. That was Yoke soap. Krieg Industries is
Yoke.
stealing from King Philip. King Philip with his, like, handsome human face on top of his giraffe body.
Oh god,
Looking
Krieg has
around.
become Nestle.
It's like, and now, like, one of the giraffes, like, sees the golden opportunity to profit, for sure, and joins Krieg Industries. But on his way out, he explains that he's leaving profit. The uppermost members of King Philip's council has left to help Krieg Industries with a resource so clearly stolen from the continent and from the city of Yoke. This, in their hour of need, after many fires, hauntings, drug addictions, and you steal that from Yoke? Oh, Krieg. Bopper was right about you all along.
50-50 split.
Did he roll a 1 with that card? What the fuck?
No, but that's what the loose lips is doing. It's because he played the wrong card.
I refunded the loose lips.
That's just the
But don't worry, he's still rich. So, yeah, Nemean and Nameless, I think, are just bouncing.
Yeah, we know the way back. We'll catch up. Okay, so how do we add this ability?
That is the question, isn't it?
Well, Vatna will, like, pull out his dress and pull out a book of prophecy from one of the pockets and say, will this be of any use in this situation? I carry it with me at all times, just in case.
I think that was a question for Alan.
For what? Like,
You and Alan, actually.
I was like, are you asking me that it's going to be any use? You gotta tell me putting it to use.
I mean, is there technically an NPC here?
Just Nemean. The
Sebastian.
tree's not an actual person. The tree's just a tree.
Sebastian, though.
Sebastian is an extension of Tobias. Like, all your familiars and stuff, we can't mess with those. Just like you can't do anything to Squishy.
Now I wish I had that quill. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a think.
Tobias, what are you up to?
He's hanging back with these two. Trying to figure out what if anything they'd be able to do.
Burn gully that shit. Carve right in there.
Yeah. Like, reach in your pocket, pull out Sep's chainsaw. It's just like, let's go.
You said there were leaves on here that didn't have words on them yet?
Oh, those have all been eaten.
Oh, all of them have been eaten.
All of them were eaten.
Well, shit. There goes my idea. I was gonna like sew some reality silk into one and like, here, there, that's your new ability rule thing. You sweat acid and it's or something.
I could use a word tree giveth card. Unless we want to try and figure it out without asking. Lurid, thoughts?
What would you ask it? I got one.
Well, I also have one. I was just gonna ask, like, is it possible for us to add anything, and if so, how? Basically.
I would respond with, if so, why? Like, I'll just give you that, like, heads up. Like,
Why?
like without having to pay for, without having to spend a card on it, because I don't want to give you guys, like, I have not planned a way for you guys to protect it, but you can if you want to. I don't have a way set in stone. But, like, Nemean wasn't doing a bad thing, in my opinion. Like, I'll just give this to you as, like, a word tree giveth situation. Me, Alan, the GM, does not think that Nemean is a bad guy.
I don't necessarily either, but
Likewise,
Kay also is.
but I'm also on
again,
Kay's
not
side,
me.
and thinking, yeah, but there should be something
Some
that makes
way
it
to
so
defend
people
it.
don't want to like spread the memes.
It's just a tree. Like, new pages will grow. The world is big enough, is pretty big.
So.
Yeah, but it is also the
continue to grow.
foundation of the world. So
Sure, but
should be protected and not skinned for likes.
yeah, but like, you guys could do that. You could do that. You guys could be the people. Like, part of you could break off and just be the people that protect the tree. That could be part of what you guys do.
Would
like-
the scholars let us?
Would the scholars protect the tree? Like, you're a scholar of the page, so like there's dozens of them. We already know that the scholars can like put up fights. Like, the librarian might be a scholar or from another world, but still, like, there is nothing terrible is going to happen because you guys didn't make the tree poisonous. Let me tell you, there should be some real bad shit if you do.
A poison ivy word tree.
I think. Okay, in this case, I think. He wasn't wrong. But I think the tree just needs looked after. And.
We just
Frank-
flew directly into the heart of this tree. It is not defended.
Right, that's why I say it needs looked after.
And who's going to do that? Or
You
what?
could.
Question.
Nameless, you and Nemean are standing in front of a door, like, as because you don't know how to get out of the maze. You're both just like, which is it, left or right? Can you roll me a 20-sider?
Oh.
God, I love you so much.
You're great, Nameless.
Nameless.
Oh my god.
Wait, is that the third two?
It might be.
Nameless, you were so sure that left.
Eh.
You know what left is. Oh, it's a 1, so don't even worry about that, too.
Oh.
It's left. Yeah, the way out's left, Nameless. For sure. You know this.
You learned
I'm
left and
totally
right.
Positive on this one. It's left.
You're so sure? Oh my god.
You learned
Everybody
left
else-
and right so hard.
Yeah. I've never been more confident in my life.
And for good reason. You're just fucking on your game when it comes to left and right. So let me
So
just...
how'd that work out for him?
Oh. You know, he just walks right into the library that is the center of the word tree.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh.
What's up? And, Nemian's just like, worms.
Wait. Before it gets to combat. Because I feel like that's where that ends up. Out of tree.
Alright, Kai, what's that escape plan? Like, what is it?
We're not even with them.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm playing it for them. They can have fun with that.
Alright, Nameless,
Oh.
how you getting out of there?
Yeah, Nameless, how do you get out of there? Like, these, 1 second.
I was gonna play Parlay.
I
Your
was
dude has
hoping
a
he would just.
gun.
I was just hoping he would be like, "Hey guys," and just like walk out.
Cat digging in trash. Alright, so yeah. Nameless plan to get you and Nemian out of here. And it succeeds, you don't need to roll.
Huh?
It's going to succeed, you don't need to roll for it.
Oh, well then I'm just gonna casually introduce myself and walk out like I know what I'm doing.
They're like, oh shit, it's that
This-
nameless motherfucker.
The scholars of the page just like stare at you as you like walk out of one of their books. Like you and Nemian both just kind of step out of a book. And the world feels like it's back to normal out here. Like you didn't realize how weird it was feeling a second ago. But Nemian's just like just following your lead and just like also strutting. It's like, yep, we belong here. And it's here you just like walk down these like spiral staircases and walk past these like really just solemn looking guards. And they're just like nod at Nemian, but they bow to Nameless.
Yeah. Have a wonderful night, guys.
It's like, yes, sir. So yeah, that happened.
Good for them.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys have it just as easy.
Don't put that devil on us.
So yeah. I am at a loss.
Like you
And
guys, can just,
I'll start flying out.
yeah, you guys. If you guys want to, you guys can just like pile into the paper plane and just bounce.
As far as the protection goes, I
We
will
need
talk
to
with the
talk to the scholars, but they will immediately not trust anything I say.
Let
How are
me
you so
talk
sure?
to the captain first.
reasons. I will tell you later.
Alright, so you guys can just take to the airship and the paper
Someone
plane.
needs to talk to the scholars about needing to defend the tree.
And I think we will. However, at the moment, we should probably just leave. I'll talk to the captain to see if we can offer our support as well and extend that olive branch that way. Does that sound fair?
Diplomacy.
How are we going to convince them without them finding out that we are the cause behind why they need to defend the tree now?
I'll talk to Ez.
Cool.
That's an interesting game to look forward to.
I'm assuming you mean Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin. I'll talk to Joaquin. He's better at that than I am.
I said, like, the paper plane does, like, take you guys right back to, like, it's only programmed to fly, like, one place. Like, returns back, and you guys end up back at the homestead of Nemean. And Nemean is just, like, doing great right now. He's just, like, printing up all of this stuff, and it's just flying, like, all these papers and stuff are flying out everywhere. And, like, you guys are up, and it's like, I'm so glad to be back. It's so great to be back. And he's clearly drinking a lot more coffee. It's just like, look at this. Check this out. Look at this. And he's like, come here, Vatna. And he puts his arm over, like, and just, like, walks him in. He's just like, into the printing press.
How did you get here? How did you get back here so quickly?
And it's just like, we all got here at the same time. He pulls out a piece of paper that just says, and they all arrived back at Nemean's homestead at the same time.
Of course.
Can you show me how to make those?
I believe part of defending the tree was to prevent such a thing.
No, we defended the tree so that I wouldn't forget things.
I meant us finding a way to defend the tree. We know that you have detrimental plans.
He's just, I'm not detrimental. I just wanted to print things. And, like, it's just like, now that I'm convinced things won't be forgotten. And, like, you see him, like, loading up a bunch of, like paper and stuff, and he's getting ready. He's just like, and now I think I'll write your story. And he just, like, typing up a newspaper.
I feel like he needs to be stopped.
He's like, help yourself to some coffee.
Do you plan to continue altering reality?
No.
You're a liar.
Yes.
But you're a liar.
This is going to be a problem.
No.
You're a liar.
Yes.
What are we going to do about him?
I'm still just so interested in this typewriter. I've been looking it over. Get a little too close, though.
And like,
It's an accident.
Uh-oh.
you see him put his like hand on the typewriter and just look directly at Vatna.
Whoa.
He's just
So
like,
that's a new card.
Oh shit!
Tisk, tisk, my little moth friend.
Ooh, that is
thought-
exciting.
I thought we were getting so much closer than that.
I did not mean to touch it.
you will see a piece of paper, one single piece of paper prints out, and it's just the eye of the Harbinger staring at Lurid. Not staring at Vatna.
I definitely heard what you said.
Yeah.
Well, it's too bad you can't see what face I'm making at it.
And it's just like,
Is
This
this
will
not
all
a
work out.
public card or is it a new card? That's what I want to know.
if you guys can find that card, you can use that card.
What does that even mean?
Now I really want to know how you do that. I say to Numian.
It's just like, maybe one day, when you get older. And it's just like, now, I believe your friends have had a great adventure with a giant bubble of soap.
I read about it. I'm glad they went with the freezing technique.
As am I. I like yolk. And like, you see him like sit back down. It's just like, worry not about the future. We'll know if we succeeded in about 12 days. Or 11.
It'd be 8 or 9, right? Because now it's 3 days forward.
Oh yes, sorry, yeah. We'll see if it works in about 8 or 9 days.
Which is definitely not the same days that we're having the finale at all.
What? Nah.
But and it's just like, I will concede this. And he reaches into a little like, oh shit. He reaches into a bag that's just full of like, it looks like ink cartridges from like printers from like every different era. And he pulls out like a little bottle of ink. And like, he hands it out to Vatna. And it has a quill in it. It's just like, this can only be used for combat. But it might be of great use to you. It is a this is the magical item from this game. If you write a negative affliction or a positive affliction, it costs 5 AP to do it, and you can do it 4 times. It becomes, you inflict that upon an enemy. You can only use it like once on a target per game. Like, so if you ran into the librarian tomorrow and then ran into him next week, you'd be able to use it on both times. But you can add any negative adjective that you want. And that will like, or positive on any of your allies. You can do that 4 times at a cost of 5 AP.
5 AP each time.
5 AP each time, yes.
Cool.
Interesting. Speaking of writing things, that quill from Sept, did we ever figure out a way to counter it?
No, you guys gave that to the dragons.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure, because I know I got, like, tough choice rolled, and I knew we knew what it was, I just wasn't sure if we had a counter for it.
Yeah, it's... Dead is an adjective, but,
The beginning.
Is he alive? Yeah. But yeah, there we go. You guys all walk outside, slightly feeling like, did anything happen?
Fucking add friendly to the librarian.
I don't trust that otter fox.
I do believe he was telling us the truth when he said we shouldn't trust him.
I mean, yes, exactly. And I am concerned about what he will write if not stopped, but it's clear that we can't stop him right now.
What are some of the things he's writing? He's just the story that we're doing, or that we did.
On the newspaper that he was writing was just literally a newspaper, the same as the newspapers that I printed up earlier in this year. It's just what you guys have been up to.
That doesn't change the fact that he has way too much potential to cause chaos.
It seems like an alright guy to me.
Yeah, Nameless is with him. Nameless likes him just fine. But that was for science.
Wait, one more thing for science.
Sure.
I'm going to put Sebastian on the ground. Can you think yourself big?
Sebastian becomes Big Horse.
Tobias just gets like a giant grin on his face.
We never figured out why horse big and why horse small, though.
No,
Find out why horse big, why horse small, right at the beginning.
we did.
Yeah.
Why
I
horse
mean, they
big
were
and why
written
horse
that
small
way, but
are
like,
it's because the word tree is written that way, and it is only either big or small, no in between. But horse
That
has
is-
to believe himself big or believe himself small.
That is 100% what it was.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yes, horse have big heart.
Horse big.
Who wants to ride home?
I do.
Not Nemean. Nemean's not there.
why am I able to move the horse? I did not mean to. I'm sorry.
Because everybody can move the horse. It's easier just to set all of the tokens that everybody can move.
Hi ho, Silver. Away.
Hi,
Hello,
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
All right, so we've got gotchas, like bronze gotchas for.
We'll resolve
The
that
whole-
in Discord after stream.
Alright.
So
I
in the
have to go to
workshop,
the bathroom.
yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna tag y'all, and you can do your roles and everything. So I'm gonna wrap up here. Tomorrow, going to do kind of just a HTML work stream. So if you guys had played, not forgiven, thank you for grabbing time card packs. If you guys had played previously, as in they have already been played, the mouse and the pony cards, I'm gonna work on those tomorrow. If we also have time, I'm gonna work on the tattoos and stuff. That's kind of the vibe for tomorrow.
I had been holding off because
Yeah,
I didn't
just
know when you
just
wanted me to
keep them
play
in your
it.
pocket because I don't want like a glut of
Yeah.
them to have to do. So let me get through what's currently in play because some have already been played.
I've been excited for that.
Then Sunday is oh my god, what is that game called? Nope, it just completely escapes me. Anyway, it's a game. I have it somewhere. Why? Why would you do that? I
It's a
literally
space
explicitly
game,
was
right?
like, don't do that. I'm gonna refund that because I explicitly said not to do that. Then Tuesday we're gonna do a character catch-up type stream to make sure that everybody is ready for the finale. Providence is indeed the name of Sunday's game. That is actually low-key, super secret, just as girls, kind of important to the game, so don't miss it.
Oh dear. But I'm
mean-
decorating Christmas tree at my parents' house.
Welp. Correct.
Ugh.
It's like, oh no, that game is so important.
Why are all the games important?
Because it is the finale.
This game was pretty important. I didn't think.
Yeah, I didn't expect small horse, or tiny horse, giant horse to be this important, but here we are.
All of
Yeah.
the games at this point are important.
I mean, it was on the chart.
It's like I knew I wanted Big Horse, Small Horse to be like a payoff, but I didn't know how I was gonna make it a payoff until I did. Yeah, I just suddenly I was like, oh, okay,
we did.
it's gonna be
almost
it's
not
the
have
word
this
tree.
game, by the way.
We did
So
almost not have.
Thank you so much, Cole, for subbing via the
Thank you,
Patreon to make this game happen.
Cole.
Cool.
Alright, Rob already pieced out, so we're gonna wrap it here.
I
I
love
will
Rob.
see you all tomorrow for
He's my
Geeks
little
Next
agent of
Time.
chaos.
Bye forever.
Goodbye.
Bye.
forever.
Bye.